I mean, granted, people would disagree with you, but that's a pretty easy claim to back up no matter what your personal opinion is, right? And I don't want to get political, but that's just an easy example. So as you're reading these or hearing these and we're talking about them, keep that in your mind, that all of these, it's your opinion on the picture, right? So I know pictures can get a little bit hokey, and I definitely agree with that, but in a way it makes it almost easy, right? Because every claim is going to be valid. It just depends on how you support it. So if we see, and I haven't read them yet, but if we see, for example, someone saying that because Henrietta and Day are standing side by side, they should be seen as equals and important, and Day should be important, right? Rachel, why'd your eyebrows go up?
Because I never thought of that.
Okay, right? Because maybe and you wouldn't think of that, right? But could you see how someone could say that? They're standing side by side, they should be seen as equals? Would you agree with that based on your reading in the book? Would you agree?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I can see it, but I don't.
Okay, you could see it, but you couldn't agree. Maureen, say that one more time.
I don't think it'd be like, I don't think you'd be able to find enough evidence to back it up.
Right. But you could argue it, right? They are, because they are.
Yeah, but it would be hard.
It's one
Right.
of the things where you can see the argument.
Right. Right. So keep that in mind. Does that make sense? So some are going to be easier to argue than others. And them standing side by side, they should be seen as equal. They deserve some recognition. Probably not an argument you want to make. You can make it, but you probably don't want to make it. Okay. Do we have a volunteer who wants to go first? Read their claim to us. Be brave. It's okay.
I'll go.
Okay. Thanks, Hannah. Which one's yours?
The black one.
Okay.
The photograph of Henry Relax and her husband, and the fact that it is creased and well worn shows how meaningful it shows her family and how they cherished her.
Nice. What do we think about that? What's her opinion? Just summarize it for us. What's her opinion? Gabrielle?
Her family cherished her.
Yeah, her family cherished her. And she was very, meaningful, right? Where's her evidence of that? A little bit of a hint to that. Corey, go ahead.
That the picture was creased and well worn.
Yeah. Good. What would her commentary be? No.
Yeah, that was
So
like,
what?
whoa.
You're like, wait, what would her commentary be if that was her claim? What else would she want to say about that? Because we have some evidence, it's creased, it's well worn, right? It looks like it was almost folded in half, that line, yeah. So what else could we say about that? What do we need to say? Maybe not necessarily how you would say it, but what does her commentary have to prove? Kat?
It has to prove like how, okay, yeah, it's creased and well worn, but like how does that make it meaningful?
Yeah.
So she could say like, oh, it's probably like,
Yeah, no, like a whole response. That's okay. So provides insight into their relationship and family. Okay, so map me out from here what each paragraph would be.
So
Just to make sure.
the first one, I did, for my evidence, I did one evidence, the quality, and the other one, the clothing, not the family relationship. And then I talked about how the quality of the photo and like the clothing shows like their relationship. So like I connected it back to them.
Okay. Is that organization making sense to everyone for an essay? If this was a claim for an entire essay?
And then if it was just a paragraph, I could.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Any suggestions? Do you agree with this? Do you feel like this is a strong opinion? Think it's good? Yeah, I'm not saying it's not good. Anything you would add? Change? Yeah,
I would just maybe just say like, because it's kind of not saying like if it's like a good or bad, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just say like what you mean about like what it says about the relationship and to show that it was a good relationship.
I agree with that. Because if you read this claim, do you know that this person read the book necessarily? No. Right, shows insight into the family. It's just a little bit too vague. Yeah, which I think that was good insight on your part that you recognized that as soon as you read it. So I think even just providing some sort of adjective here about what kind of relationship it was that you're gonna talk about would really show us that you read and understood what was happening. And that's just another, like, your claim should be a strong opinion about what that
Because
is.
in the, like, everything else, like,
Good.
how it was a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. So that's the only piece that's missing. And I think it's perfectly okay to keep your evidence separated like this and then tie everything back to whatever type of relationship you're trying to prove they had. Nice. All right, and then green. Thomas, is this yours? Reread it.
Yeah, but the same thing as the first two. In the photo of Henrietta Lacks and her husband, the quality of the photo and the crease in the middle shows that the photo is cherished.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? What's his main idea, Jordan? What's he trying to prove to us?
That they were loved by the family. Same thing.
Yeah, this photo is cherished, so they were well loved. And we're gonna prove that using the quality of the photo and the crease. What did you mean by the quality of the photo? I'm just curious.
It just had like a lot of cracks and it was like black.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that. So maybe, I mean, because quality just seems like a little bit of a big word, you know, the color of the photograph maybe, because you talk about the crease here. So instead of talking about like the crease so many times, maybe do the crease in something else like color. Good. Do you feel better about claims? Because I feel like based on this, you should feel pretty confident. That's your opinion on the photograph. Like what the author's trying to get us to believe by seeing this photograph. Kat, anything? So it makes sense. So even though we had 6 different groups up here, most of us kind of went with the same angle, which I think is kind of cool, right? So it's showing you that hopefully your opinion is validated because the creases do kind of show this, and then the way you prove it might sound a little bit different, but essentially you're making a good argument because other people thought the same thing. So I think that's kind of cool, and you should feel good about that. If you'd like me to read your claim or read the evidence that you came up with, or most importantly your commentary, let me know, okay? Because I don't need to necessarily collect them, but I'd like to, hear from you if you need anything from it. Today we're going to talk about something else that Sploot wrote. It's a piece that was published a couple of years ago, 2006, I don't know, what time ago. And it's another piece about cells in the laboratory and what happens to them. So we're going to practice some close reading and imitating your favorite thing in the world.
No.
No,
my gosh.
imitating.
We imitate all the time.
There is, yeah, thanks for reminding me. Because we're back from break and now we still need to know what goes on in the world.
I did not read it.
Try not to sound so rude.
No, we annotate all the time and go, and I'm so annoyed with it.
Stop. I swear though, my people who spend 7 to 10 minutes annotating rhetorical analysis, they're good. Like, I know you, I don't know, they take things like that.
That was just a quick,
Well, I always.
All right, would you prefer to do this in groups? Do you want to do this as a class? What do you want to do?
Class.
No, you can't have any. Class. Dang it. Class.
The musical.
Our references need to stop.
Just kidding.
They'll never stop. All right.
Playing down the hallway, Mr. Urbanic was playing one. Jordan just like.
All right, let's take a look at this piece. Do you think that would make sense? That claim makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Julie, do you have a question?
We don't know what we're doing anymore.
Oh, the camera. I thought you had something good. You did have something good.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, well, we were talking about so it says we changed it to seem to have had, so the happiness that they seem to have.
Okay, good, right. So they're conveying one thing in the photograph, but it's not necessarily
So
true.
can we talk in the first paragraph about how they're happy, and then in the next one say that maybe they're not happy because they're not doing it?
Remember, I'm not going to tell you can and can't do something. Why would that be an effective organization?
I think it would be an ineffective strategy because it's contradicting exactly what we're saying. I don't know what to do. Because I had a good argument for that, but I don't know.
That's kind of how I feel too. It would be too contradicting. Can you do that in one paragraph? Can you envision that as just one paragraph? This doesn't have to, like if the structure is this, you don't think about writing a whole essay. Can you do that in one paragraph? Like almost like a counterclaim, even though one might think that this and this proves that they're happy, often photographs only tell the side of the story that the person photographed wants to be told.
So I kind of, yeah, I want to make my argument like, our argument that like, it's not really about this specific couple. My argument would be like photographs aren't always, photographs don't like,
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's perfectly fine. Can you connect that back to Henrietta and use her as your proof and evidence and stuff? Then yeah, I would go with that because I think that's good.
Can I just read this on a separate?
Oh yeah, definitely. Those are supposed to kind of provide guidelines for you. But yeah, no. Tell me your claim.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even.
Okay, so the claim is, so though this photo seems a bit dilapidated and just absolutely destroyed and stuff, you can sort of make out Henrietta and how she's somewhat still there, even though she's dead and been dead for the past half decade or so. You can still make impact, and you're sort of making impacts with herself, even though she is dead. There's still an impact being made with her, what she brought, even though she's dead.
What evidence could you use to support that?
Well, like I said earlier, how even though the photo is absolutely destroyed and torn, and so
Okay, so you see that crease? That
Yeah.
shows maybe it was folded in
Yeah,
half.
folded.
I had that.
Buried in a pocket.
Yes, I had it. Right there.
And you can even see like how like it's sort of getting wrinkled up by her face and stuff. But you can still make out Henrietta and Day as well.
Right.
And you can still see that they were people at one time, and they're still
Right.
even as people, she was making impact because she always made people's lives better. She always made everyone's day on the whole.
She did. So even because even in the fact that she's still kind of half smiling there shows that she's smiling through the pain and through everything that's
Yeah,
going on
because
for her.
I'd imagine this photo was probably taken like when like he's like, all right, hold there for 50 minutes while I get this
Right.
set up. Before
What is it? So what does that tell you about them?
They, I mean,
How does that support their relationship in the book? Do you remember?
because he was a type of abusing. He always slept with other women as well.
Right.
And it's because isn't that like why the cells were reproducing as well? Because like she had like some sort of STD that was affecting her cells.
Right.
With correlation as the cancer as well, so that kind of made her like cells immortal.
Right. And so pictures are only going to tell us so much, right? So they look stiff, but so I think one could argue they're holding hands. Right.
They're trying to look like a normal cookie cutter.
Right. So here, kids, when you see this picture, this is how you're going to remember me. Meanwhile,
I'm dead.
very good. Did you write that claim?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I just was revising.
Okay, good. That's an important step, I feel like. Once you know what you're going to say, revise it to make sure it sounds really good.
Do you want commentary as well?